The message arrived exactly 17 minutes before I was due to leave for the rehearsal dinner, and it stopped my heart dead in my chest. My phone, buzzing silently on the mahogany dresser, displayed a text from an unknown number. It read, starkly and without context, asterisk asterisk, "Don't go to your daughter's wedding. Run." Asterisk asterisk. My hand, already trembling from the nervous energy of the big day, darted for the phone. Who was this? A prank? A cruel joke? I, asterisk asterisk, Richard asterisk asterisk, a 60-year-old widower who had spent the last 2 years dedicating every spare moment and every spare penny to planning this perfect day for my daughter, asterisk asterisk, Sarah asterisk asterisk, could not fathom the source of such malice. The warning, however, was too immediate, too urgent, and too specific to ignore. The core conflict was instant and terrifying. Do I, Richard, dismiss this anonymous, cryptic text as the work of a lunatic, put on my tuxedo, and walk into the rehearsal dinner, thereby placing my trust entirely in my daughter, her fiancé, and the happiness I desperately want for her? Or do I seize this moment of sheer panic, heed the unbelievable instruction to run, and immediately call the unknown number, risking the revelation of a truth so dark and devastating that it could shatter the illusion of my daughter's perfect life and guarantee the immediate cancellation of the $75,000 wedding I had paid for? Was I wrong to suspect that the perfect veneer of my daughter's wedding was hiding a catastrophe? Tell me honestly, would you have ignored the text and gone to the dinner? Or would you have risked everything and called the number? To truly grasp the devastating potential of those 6 words, you have to understand the vulnerable position I was in and the person I was trying to protect. My daughter, Sarah, 30, is the absolute light of my life, especially since I lost my wife, her mother, 5 years ago. Sarah is a kind, brilliant soul, but she possesses a deep, almost childlike naivete when it comes to people, often blinded by her desire to see the best in them. After her mother died, she became my sole focus, and I poured all my grief, love, and considerable savings into making her happy. 2 years ago, she met asterisk asterisk, David asterisk asterisk, 34, her fiancé. David was, on the surface, everything a father could ask for. Charismatic, successful, he claimed to be a venture capitalist, and outwardly devoted to Sarah. I had my doubts David was perhaps too charming, and his stories about his career were often vague and self-aggrandizing, but Sarah was deliriously happy, and I desperately wanted to trust him. The wedding, set for 2 days from now, was massive. I had paid for everything: the luxury venue, the open bar, the 300-person guest list, mostly David's business associates, as Sarah's family is small. The final bill for the entire event was closing in on $75,000, a significant chunk of my retirement, but a sacrifice I was willing to make for my daughter's joy. The planning process, however, had been strange. David and his mother, Estella, a woman of cold, calculating sophistication, had taken complete control. They vetoed Sarah's choices, insisted on their own exclusive vendors, and micromanaged every financial detail, always ensuring the bills went directly to me. Sarah would apologize, saying, "They just want it to be perfect, Dad," but she looked increasingly tired and stressed, more like a participant in a corporate event than a bride-to-be. My alarm bells had begun to ring about 6 months ago when I realized that David's venture capital firm was nothing more than a shared office space and a very expensive website. I hired a private investigator, Mr. Chen to do a deep dive, Mr. Chen's initial report was vague but unsettling. David was heavily in debt, living far beyond his means, and his main income seemed to be from aggressive, short-term borrowing against assets he didn't quite own. But before Mr. Chen could provide the final, conclusive report, Sarah had a meltdown about Dad investigating her fiancé, and I was forced to call off the investigation, feeling guilty and overbearing. I buried my doubts for Sarah's sake. Now, here was the text, **, don't go to your daughter's wedding, run, **, it was not a random prank. The urgency, the lack of a question, the sheer terror in the words. It was a message from someone who knew something catastrophic. The timing, 17 minutes before the rehearsal dinner, was a deliberate attempt to stop me before I was trapped by the event's momentum. My hands were shaking so hard, I had to put the phone down and pick it up again just to press the call button. The number connected immediately. It rang once, twice, and then a sound that made the blood run cold in my veins. It wasn't a voice. It was a rapid, desperate whispering, followed by the muffled sound of a door being softly clicked shut, and then a distinctive, low, and unmistakable voice that was not whispering. David's voice. I don't care, Estella. I need the money before Saturday. If the old man finds out, we lose everything. Just get the papers ready. There was a muffled, hissed response, too quiet for me to decipher, but I knew the source of that hiss. Estella David's mother. I froze, listening. Then David's voice came through again, sharp and frustrated, and this time the words were crystal clear, a shard of jagged glass plunging into my heart. Look, the wedding is the closing party. Once he signs the power of attorney on Saturday, he's just an expense we dump. He thinks he's signing a property gift. He's signing over his pension. You handle Sarah, I'll handle the old fool. The call abruptly disconnected. I stood there, tuxedo hanging lifelessly on the closet door, the sounds of my house, the gentle hum of the air conditioning, the ticking of the clock, suddenly deafening. It wasn't just David. It was a conspiracy, involving his mother, Estella. They weren't getting married for love. They were staging a corporate acquisition. The $75,000 wedding was the bait, and the ultimate target wasn't my house. It was my entire pension and retirement fund likely through a fraudulent power of attorney clause buried in what I thought were the final property for documents I was supposed to sign on the wedding day. The anonymous text wasn't a warning about David's debt. It was a desperate plea from someone inside their operation, someone who was horrified enough to risk everything to save me. I realized with sickening clarity why David and Estella had taken over the wedding planning. They needed to control the entire environment to ensure I was cornered and compliant on the day of the signing. They needed the distraction, the emotional high, and the public pressure of a massive wedding to prevent me from reading the fine print. I threw off my dinner jacket. I didn't call Sarah. I didn't call the police yet. I called the only man who could move fast enough to counter the immediate threat. Mr. Chen my private investigator. Mr. Chen, I said, my voice low and dangerously steady. Forget the final report. I need you to find every financial document David has ever asked me to sign and have a legal expert review them for any embedded power of attorney or life insurance clauses. Then, I need you to find the person who just called me from this number, and I need you to get Sarah and me off the grid tonight So that's the situation I was in. I had confirmed the worst betrayal imaginable. My daughter was marrying a financially destructive con man who was working with his mother to steal my retirement fund using the wedding as the cover. I was 17 minutes away from walking into the rehearsal dinner, where I would be surrounded by the very people plotting my financial ruin. My choice was terrifying. Do I prioritize the public peace, walk into the dinner, pretend everything is fine, and risk getting poisoned or cornered while my legal team works, thereby endangering my physical safety and giving David more time? Or do I execute a swift, devastating escape, leaving an empty seat at the rehearsal dinner, disappearing with Sarah immediately, and guaranteeing the instant public collapse of the entire $75,000 fraud operation? Before I tell you what happened next, I want you to pause and comment below what you would have done in my shoes. Would you have chosen the path of public confrontation at the rehearsal dinner, or the silent, devastating escape? Seriously, let me know what choice you would have made right there. I chose the silent, devastating escape. Confronting them at the rehearsal dinner would have resulted in chaos, denial, and a vicious smear campaign that would have cornered me and left Sarah completely vulnerable to Estella's manipulation. I had to secure Sarah first, and then I could detonate the financial bomb. My escape plan, crafted hastily with Mr. Chen, was set in motion immediately. Mr. Chen arranged for a rental car to be dropped off 2 blocks from my house, and for us to stay in a secure, pre-paid hotel suite far out of state. My first challenge was getting Sarah. She was staying at the venue's adjoining hotel with her bridesmaids, getting ready for the rehearsal dinner. I called her, keeping my voice light but firm. "Sarah, darling, I need you to do something for me right now. Your Uncle George has had a medical emergency. Nothing life-threatening, but he needs me to sign some paperwork immediately. I need you to come to my house right now to pick up a document I forgot. Tell David it's urgent family business, and you'll be back in 30 minutes. Sarah, flustered but trusting, immediately agreed. 10 minutes later, she pulled up in her car, rushed into the house, and found me waiting not in my tuxedo, but in jeans and a travel bag, with a grim look on my face. "Dad, what's wrong? You look awful. What about Uncle George?" "There is no Uncle George emergency, Sarah. We are leaving, right now. You cannot go to that rehearsal dinner, and you are not getting married on Saturday. Pack one small bag, and do exactly as I say. Your fiancé is a con man, and he and his mother are trying to steal my entire retirement." She didn't believe me at first. She was angry, confused, and accused me of ruining her life out of jealousy. I calmly played the recording of the phone call, ***. Once he signs the power of attorney on Saturday, he's just an expense we dump. ***, hearing David's voice, cold and ruthless, delivering the final, damning truth, broke her. The tears came, but then, the steel. She realized she had been targeted, not loved. Within 45 minutes, we were in the rental car, driving away from the city, leaving an empty house and a rapidly approaching rehearsal dinner where 2 key players, the bride and the father of the bride, were now missing. The detonation was instant. When Sarah and I didn't show, David and Estella started calling frantically. First with fake concern, then with escalating panic. I answered one call from David, my voice icy. "David, the wedding is off. I know about the power of attorney, and I know about the pension. The only thing you'll be signing on Saturday is a cancellation agreement." The shriek that followed was high, pitched and animalistic. David realized the entire facade had crumbled, but Estella, ever the strategist, took over. She immediately started a public narrative. "Richard has gone insane with grief. kidnapped his daughter, and canceled the wedding because he was jealous of David's success. The real counter-strike came from Mr. Chen. He had successfully identified the anonymous texter. It was Chloe David's younger sister, who was horrified by her brother's scheme and had been trying to warn Sarah for weeks, but was too afraid of her mother, Estella, to be direct. Chloe had sent the text to me, knowing I was the only one with the power to act. Mr. Chen gave us Chloe's full testimony, which included the location of the specific fraudulent documents hidden in David's office. Armed with Chloe's testimony and the phone recording, Marcus, my legal counsel, filed a massive lawsuit against David and Estella, not just for fraud, but for attempted financial elder abuse and conspiracy. We also informed the luxury wedding venue that the event was canceled due to a multi-state fraud investigation. The result was total annihilation for David and Estella. The FBI and SEC were immediately interested in David's venture capital activities after Marcus presented the evidence. David, facing criminal charges for fraud and the total collapse of his credit, was arrested within the week. Estella, finding herself implicated in a conspiracy, immediately turned on David, offering testimony in exchange for leniency, confirming the wedding was a trap to get my signature. Sarah was devastated, but ultimately relieved. She wasn't just saved from a bad marriage, she was saved from financial slavery. We flew back a week later, not to a wedding, but to an empty, canceled venue. I didn't lose the $75,000 entirely. The venue, recognizing the fraud and the severe legal situation, refunded a substantial portion, and the vendors were surprisingly sympathetic. The greatest gain was my relationship with Sarah. She finally saw the depth of my love and the necessity of my action. She ended the engagement and, a year later, moved in with me, focusing on rebuilding her career and her self-worth. I was saved from financial ruin, and she was saved from a lifetime of servitude to two ruthless manipulators. The anonymous text was the cheapest, most effective $75,000 insurance policy I ever purchased. I look back and realize I never needed to attend that wedding. I needed to escape the trap. Like this video if you think Chloe, the anonymous texter, was the real hero. Subscribe for more stories about financial betrayal and ultimate justice. And please, share your final thoughts on this whole mess in the comments section below. Do you think Sarah can ever fully trust someone again? I'll see you all in the next story.